Let's talk about the world's easiest makeup and why some people think it looks intimidating and how it really truly isn't. So I'm going to give you a quick little rundown. The makeup that I use all comes in one palette, and what that means is that it is completely and totally customizable and also great for on the go. The way this makeup works is it is 3D foundation, and what that means is it's going to go in, and instead of just putting one base layer of powder or liquid foundation all over your face, you are going to use different shades in different areas of your face to bring out your features. You can tell this is my everyday palette. It's kind of a mess, but let's keep it real and let's get started. If you've ordered a basic palette or one of our collections, you are going to get this brush here, which is the 3D brush, okay? So this foundation is 3D foundation. So our 3D brush is our go-to everyday, just basic brush. You are typically, when you get that first four, you're going to get two highlights, which are these two shades here, one contour, and a lip and cheek. That's your very basic palette. Obviously, palette's a little bit bigger than that. I have eyeshadow. Trust me, you do not need much to get started. The highlights are more so what you would think in your mainstream makeup type foundation. So this is your main foundation color, and this is your brightening foundation color. So you may refer to that sometimes as a concealer or foundation. So your foundation and concealer shade. Your contour, some people use bronzer. So bronzer is more of a shade that you would use to provide warmth to your face, whereas contour is going to take your features and define your cheekbones, make your forehead appear less tall, help define your jawline. Your main foundation is your main color. It should match your skin the best that it possibly can, and that's where that color match comes into play. If you don't know what colors to order, I can help you with that. Or if you've already gotten your colors, you should have a guide that says this is your main foundation, this is your brightening foundation or main highlight, brightening highlight, this is your contour shade, and here's your lip and cheek. And we're doing a very basic, everyday, out the door, busy mom on the go, and I wanna keep it super simple. So you're going to start with the more blunt end of your 3D brush. Tap that in. So with your liquid and powder foundations, you might be using a lot more product than you're going to use with this makeup. So I put a very little bit on, and it's buildable, so don't fret if you can't see it right away. I'm going to start back here at my hairline, and I'm just going to slowly come under right at my cheekbone. So I'm literally brushing right over my cheekbone, coming into my hairline and coming down, just a really light shadow, okay? It shouldn't appear super, super dark, but you can already see, look at this side compared to this side and how it already defines that cheekbone over that side. Super simple, super cool, and really will help define your features. Go ahead and do that same thing on the other side, okay? So both sides, your cheeks are now contoured. Come up to your hairline and look at your forehead, and you don't have to, we're gonna keep this super simple. Just kind of shade a little bit on your forehead. If you have a pretty tall forehead, bring that shade a little bit further down. If you do not, so some people have a much shorter forehead, so you might not even need contour up there. Then if you want, you can define your jawline. Just a little shadow down here, coming under your chin. Same thing over here, okay? If all else fails, what I like to tell people is to remember the number 3 or the letter E, because you can just remember to do this and this. Easy peasy, and do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm gonna be moving in with the pointy end in my main foundation. Again, just tapping ever so slightly. You don't need a lot of product. And then this word is the Seint buzzword, I swear, stipple. So you are gonna take that color and just put it where you need it. You might need more coverage or less coverage, but the only way to really find that out is just to kind of stipple it on and see your results as you go along. So I'm just taking this shade right here. This is my main highlight shade. I'm just going to take that and just kind of fill in that empty space between my contour. So just above my eyebrows on either side, by my nose, under my eyes, bringing that down. Your main foundation shade is the one that typically will go under your eye, or you may have a color corrector. I'm gonna show you where you can already see the difference. Look at the coverage, isn't that crazy? I will show you where to put your brightening shade to best highlight your features without overemphasizing your fine lines. So I'm gonna tap, tap, tap that in. The good thing about this brush too is you can go in and see where that contour line kind of came a little messy. I'm gonna do this kind of like little check mark and just smooth right under there. Light, simple, everyday coverage. You do not need to layer a ton of product on your face. With this cream, it's going to protect your skin while defining your features and take so little time that you will have so much more time for all the other things that you have to do on a daily basis. So now I am gonna contour my nose, so I'm gonna take that pointier end, dip it into the contour, and I'm just gonna ever so slightly kind of brush it on the side of my nose. This might be a little thick. But you can just blend that out. The cream is going to go where you place it. Sometimes if your shade seems a little darker, give it some time to warm up to your skin, because your skin, as it warms the makeup up, is gonna change the way that it appears. Now we're gonna move into the brighter shade. You do not have to clean your brush off in between if you don't want to, but sometimes it's nice to just have like a little microfiber cloth, or just wipe it on your hand and make sure you wash your hands. I take my brightening shade, and I'm gonna go back into that pointy end of the brush. And I'm just gonna take a little bit on the inner corner of my eye like that, bring a little bit up here. So this is where it gets a little bit more detailed, but still foolproof that anyone can do. This is going to give you that brightening and that lift without going to your dark under eyes and settling into those wrinkles. Take your finger, go down the center of your nose, above the eyebrow a little bit. You can just take these little dots because you're gonna blend it with the brush anyway, above your lip, on your chin, just like that. Now come underneath the contour if you want, just to give it a little bit more of a defined line. And also, when you make these lines like this, it creates a facelift. Okay, before we do our lip and cheek, I'm gonna blend. I'm gonna add a little bit more brightening right up here in the middle, just to kind of create this little triangle of light. Take that fluffy end again and just tap those colors in. Be sure to stipple, not swirl. You can do a little sweep when you're done just to make sure all those lines are blended. But if you swirl so much, you're gonna end up just kind of mixing everything together, and you'll lose all that hard work that you just put in defining your features. We're gonna add a little bit more glow with some blush. So blush placement is very personal, depending on your personal preference, depending on your face shape, however you want to place it on your face. But I'm going to start right here and bring it up into my temple. So I'm gonna tap ever so slightly. These are very pigmented. Do you see how that just gives even more definition? And it literally, just adding that little bit of cheek color, it brings that whole look together, gives your face even more definition and more dimension, hence the 3D foundation principle. You can also use that same color on your lips. And that's it. Super simple, easy tutorial. I really wanted to break that down for people. I'm getting a lot of information and feedback about how overwhelming it can be, and trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. And I usually hate that phrase, but in this situation, I have never been someone who's been good at makeup. Now I teach people how to do the most basic of makeup, and I truly believe that you are gonna fall in love. Thanks for checking out this tutorial. Thanks for supporting my Seint makeup business. I hope that I can serve you and that you fall absolutely in love with your routine and find a new sense of confidence in your